Welcome back to our channel, where we bring you news and valuable information on health. A new analysis of toxicology reports demonstrates the sharp increase in fentanyl-laced xylazine, also known as Trang, which the Biden administration recently identified as an emerging threat to the United States. According to the report, xylazine was present in almost 11% of fentanyl overdose deaths in June 2022, nearly a fourfold increase from January 2019, when the combination was present in about 3% of cases. The information came from a subset of the states that took part in the CDC's State Unintentional Drug Overdose Reporting System and was released by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on Thursday. The researchers point out that reporting procedures have changed over time and according to jurisdiction, and that rising prevalence may partly be due to greater testing and awareness. To fully understand the issue moving forward, they wrote, even more regular testing for xylazine is required. Medical examiners and coroners may have different perspectives on the part that a new drug like xylazine plays in the death by overdose, or they may not even be familiar with it. The CDC researchers contend that this makes toxicology reports that list all drugs found an essential addition to death certificate data. Fast-acting opioids like fentanyl are what have been fueling the recent opioid crisis. Adding xylazine might increase the duration of the high the drug produces, which is one theory, but experts also suggested that it might just be added as a bulking agent to increase a seller's supply. An opioid is not xylazine. Although it is permitted for use in veterinary medicine as a tranquilizer, usually on horses, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has not approved it for use in humans. The use of xylazine can cause serious harm to a person's body, including soft tissue wounds, necrosis, or rotting skin, which can necessitate amputation and the eradication of xylazine. It is unknown why xylazine is causing tissue wounds, which are not always discovered at injection sites and can appear even in users of the drug who smoke it. But given that it's not entirely clear what's in people's drugs to begin with, according to Dr. Ed Boyer, it's not surprising. Boyer, a physician who specializes in emergency medicine and a medical toxicologist, said that as things are added, it becomes horrifyingly frightening. Boyer didn't take part in the CDC study. The new CDC report found that fatal fentanyl overdoses typically shared many of the same circumstances and traits, regardless of whether xylazine was also present or not. The overdose reversal drug naloxone is not a useful treatment for xylazine because it is not an opioid. However, it was discovered that it was given both in situations with and without xylazine in about 25% of the cases. However, when the overdose did not involve xylazine, it was more likely that a person would not have a pulse when first responders arrived. The majority of fentanyl overdoses that also involved xylazine happened in the Northeast between January 2021 and June 2022, according to a recent CDC report. For instance, xylazine was found in about a quarter of all fentanyl overdose deaths in Maryland, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania, more than twice as frequently as the national average. Only 1% of xylazine-related fentanyl overdoses in that time period happened in the West. According to the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, in 2022, xylazine was discovered in 7% of fentanyl pills and 23% of fentanyl powder, the latter of which was more frequently used in the Northeast. The researchers concluded that more research into xylazine's effects on people, including whether and why it is actively sought out during drug use, is required to inform prevention strategies.